I feel like you don't like to get up in the camera. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm trying. I'm in the camera. What are you talking about?
Do I stink or something, Cody? Huh?
No, man. How you be trying to?
You got stuff on your thing. I gotta get my mans right. You know what I'm saying? We can't be up in here looking crazy. All right.
All right, y'all. What's up? We are back for another episode of the He Said, She Said podcast. As y'all can see, we having a little technical difficulties. I'm just trying to get myself adjusted. You know what I'm saying?
Get it together.
Get it together.
Get it together.
I don't know the lyrics to that one. All right, y'all. So this is
get my breath together.
We done lost track of like what episode this is.
Oh yeah, we talking about porn and masturbation.
Yes. How we gonna talk about it? I don't know. But I've oftentimes had people ask me, do I watch porn and do I masturbate?
Drum roll, the answer is
when it's appropriate. And my response to that is, I really like porn itself doesn't really do anything for me. It might get me in the moment, but it's not gonna get me to the.
Yes or no, nigga? You watch porn?
The question is yes, I have, but it's not like I'm more of a visual individual. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm thinking about somebody or doing something with somebody, then that's gonna be. I don't need the porn. I don't know that person.
Oh well, I mean, you kind of you have to be emotionally connected to somebody to be sexually attracted to somebody.
True. I definitely have to be emotionally connected to them.
But if you're trying to just get a lick, but even if you try to get a lick, sometimes you said it don't work. It don't be coming up for them. You're not really like
Yeah, like this topic of conversation goes so many ways.
I know, but it's just flow.
For me, let's just talk about porn.
Right.
Nina, do you watch porn?
Currently,
we waiting on you, girl.
Yes and no. So if I'm watching porn, that means that I have not had sex in a long time. Okay. And I need a release. Okay. So typically I don't like watching porn because I'm more of an experienced person. I'd rather experience it. I don't want to watch somebody else getting off and I'm over here like,
yeah, because I'm like,
bruh, some shit.
Y'all selfish.
Right. So it's more so for me, yes, but I hate it. I've grown to like despise doing it because I'm like, I want the real thing. Okay, that's what I want. And God, hello, can you send them? Because I'm sick and tired of these randoms.
She's sick of it.
Sick of them.
I'm sick of it for her, man. I'm like, God, you can put my wife on hold. Just send Nina her husband. You know what I'm saying?
First of all, you act like you ain't. No. See, he ain't gonna make me out to be like, I am the only sexual person around this. Just because I get more ass than you, don't mean that you gotta be.
Don't do that, bro. Don't do that, bro. See, I choose to,
He's very picky.
I am.
He's very picky.
I don't want to say very picky. I just know what I want, and I'm just not gonna, anybody can get this. You know what I'm saying? No, you have to be. I need to see your resume. No.
Yeah.
I need to see your resume.
Oh, hell no.
But
I'm picky too, but I'm more so I guess opportunities, you know what I'm saying? Opportunities.
Now when it comes to, see, now we're kind of going back to That's kind of like a sex thing versus masturbation porn conversation. So we're gonna really back into the.
You can just flow, my nigga.
We flowing. We flowing. All right, we just gonna let it go out there. So I've had the conversation with a couple of people when it came to actual porn. My GERD.
You got GERD too now?
Mm-hmm. I done caught the GERD from you, bro. I mean, no, so they gave a nigga the GERD.
Damn.
But because if you want to, like, I'm gonna take it to this whole spiritual aspect for a minute. Mm-hmm. People always say that porn isn't of God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good.
And masturbation isn't of God.
Yeah.
And you know, I
what are your thoughts on that?
I haven't I've read my Bible often. I can't say I've read it cover to cover. And I can't say that there's anything in there that I've recognized specifically talking about porn itself. When it comes to porn, the only thing that I don't agree with is what I have experienced is it creates this false narrative of what a sexual partner is to be to you. You know, so, and I think that's why you have so many different types of porn because everybody is different. And I feel like, for example, there was a relationship that I was in, and there was a type of, let me just say, when it comes to porn, there's positions. You know, y'all know what I'm talking about. And the position I was kind of attracted to in the porn wasn't something that she was quite good at. What
position is this? Let's give people a visual.
I don't like, okay, I don't want to give y'all no visual, but I will say this, like, I have to be in a mood.
You know what I mean? Visual people.
I understand that. But no, because it's like, I have a different positions that I kind of am attracted to. So I'm not going to say like, it's just one position that she just was horrible at. But
it wasn't like, it wasn't doggy style.
No.
Okay. Well, you know that position where, like, you know, you are doggy style, but you know, you gotta bend your back. Like, you gotta arch it, like really arch.
Oh yeah, like, look, let me tell you.
Kind of like your stomach is like on the.
I just have to be in the mood. Like, if I don't have the energy for no doggy style.
You're like, look, I said I'm not gonna tell you.
It ain't even about me not telling you because I don't think I have. I'm a very
poke the bear
type of person I am. Is like, I have to be in the mood for even that a position. So tonight I might be like, you know what, man, I'm on doggy style.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then tomorrow I might be like, look, I want some reverse cowgirl. I want, you know, this.
Mm-hmm. But she wasn't able to do that one that you were looking at.
That I was looking. Put it like this, I think she had a position that she was more accustomed to. And that wasn't a position that I was accustomed to. Because it was just kind of like, you know? So I say that to say, like, I think porn can kind of give you this false narrative of an expectation that you would want your partner to have. Okay. And when they can't fulfill that need, you kind of like,
what's going on?
Right. Ooh, I'm about to burp.
Get it out.
I had to get that out of me.
Yeah, I'll make it shout. Okay, what about masturbation?
Okay.
Did you say, like, do you think, so, like, let's talk about it in a Christian sense, right? And I think you were kind of going there.
Yeah.
You were already there.
So when it comes to actual masturbation for me, and this ain't the Christian belief, at least I don't think so, you know. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's a problem until it becomes a problem.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So what you're saying is you think that there are healthy forms of masturbation.
Yes. For me, I think masturbation has been a saving grace.
Come on, Jesus.
Because there's some people that, honestly, I may have thought about you in a masturbation way, but I know in reality, like, bro, if I ever did something with that situation, I would be in trouble.
In trouble.
You know? And then there's sometimes where, like, I've thought about people in a masturbation way, and I was like, that'll never happen. You know? Mm-hmm. Not because it would never happen, but I would never allow it to happen.
There's some people that don't want me. I ain't ashamed. I ain't ashamed to admit.
That too. Well, I mean, yeah, in that case too, you know what I'm saying? But I think for me, it's been more of a, you know how they say, safe sex is something like that. How does the little thing go? No sex is safe sex or something. I don't know what it is. We'll put it in.
You ain't gonna get anybody pregnant, basically.
Yeah. And I really lost my train of thought.
You don't know what the hell you remember that last clip.
Yeah.
Anyway,
get up off me. No. But I don't think masturbation is a problem. I think it could very well save you from making some horrible decisions. Safe sex, babies, protection wise, all that. Side note, I remember one time I went a whole year without masturbation.
Oh wow. How was your mood? That part.
I think when you mean like a mood as far as like,
you know, when y'all niggas don't get y'all released, y'all be in that mood. Y'all be in a mood like y'all be mad.
I think for me, I was always doing something. Okay. You know, like for me, I always say like, people always say idle time is the devil's playground. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Literally, if I went to work, I was doing something right after work, so I never had the time to masturbate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I didn't have the time, and to be honest with you, I was more content with life because I was always busy doing something, enjoying life at the time, you know. And then I met this girl, and she messed it up for me. I was like, look, I ain't had nothing in a while.
That cream of wheat right there.
Yeah. That's nasty. Wasn't even that good, but I needed that release. You feel me?
Wait, is this the one? Is this the one that was from the job, or is this the?
Don't do that because she might be watching the podcast. No, I'm playing.
Anyway,
I've known you too damn long. Remember that time when you slept with that girl at your job?
I'm that nigga. I'm his nigga. But anyway, no, like, well, I say when it comes to masturbation, so I'm pretty sure that you know, whoever the viewers who actually do listen, thank you, by the way. Like and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? I think I probably, like, you guys probably know that, like, I haven't, you know, been to church in a while, and it's been purposeful. It's on purpose. And my absence from church has honestly opened up, you know, some things for me. It's helped kind of strengthen my relationship with God in the sense of like his love for me, like his unfailing love for me. In the sense of like, I don't feel like I'm in a cage. I don't feel rigid. You know, I don't feel, oh, you can't say this because you're in church, or you can't do. And it's like being out of church is like, oh, I'm free. I'm in the pasture, just running around, just, you know, living life. And I will say that I know that when I was raised in church, they would say that masturbation was a form of lust, and they say lust is wrong. And so I've been following some pages on Instagram, and these are Christians who are deconstructing and Christians who are, you know, exploring themselves and exploring life outside of churches that they were brought up in that were very conservative, probably too rigid. You know, you step on a crack, you break your mama's back. You know what I'm saying? That type of church, you know, and you couldn't do nothing, or you're going to hell. You know what I'm saying? But some Christians that I follow, they say that masturbation is actually healthy. They say that you don't have to necessarily lust. You know, I think it's all about like your perspective. And I could be wrong about this. I'm still exploring this and seeking God on this for myself. But I do know that if you don't allow yourself to do certain things in your walk with God, that you're going to not really receive all that the cross has given us, which is to make mistakes, try new things, because regardless of what we do, we're loved, we're wanted, and accepted by God because of the blood of Jesus Christ. So it's kind of like, if you don't allow yourself to try things and do things, you'll never know if it's actually bad for you. Like if you always listen to other people about what is considered bad, you'll live a life more in shame unnecessarily. It's almost like drinking. When I would spend time with my church, you couldn't drink when you were out with them. You couldn't even have one glass of wine or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because it was frowned upon, And so it's like leaving the church for me, I've been able to, explore stuff and like, oh, you know what? Like, ain't nothing wrong with having some liquor. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's all about, of course, being responsible and it not becoming an idol or whatnot. But I think it's all about perspective. It's all about your heart posture. It's all about, why are you doing this? You know what I'm saying? And I feel like there are some, I'm not a sex expert, but there are some benefits to masturbation. One, especially with women, there's a lot of women who, don't even really know themselves down there. And it's like masturbation helps you to kind of like explore the anatomy, of your vagina and get to know it, get to know what you like, get to know what you don't like, get to know how rough you like it, how soft you like it, and this is something that you can communicate to your future partner one day, and not saying that like, some people might say, oh, well, you can do that when your partner comes, but it's like, what's wrong with also knowing what you like too, So me personally, I'm still not sure. I just I know for myself, it's not something that I care to do, but I am open-minded to possible spiritual enlightenment from experiencing myself or exploring myself. I'm one of those people that's like, there are things that God has given us, and because man has perverted it so bad, we call things bad that God has called good. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's almost like we all have our own convictions, and if you're free and you don't feel convicted to do something, do it. Do it with understanding that, hey, I don't feel convicted about this or whatever. I think that educate yourself and be open to change and be open to correction. But I mean, I think like I still stand on, if you don't explore, your journey and explore yourself, you'll never know yourself and you'll never really know God, the way that you really could know God if you explore. Porn.
Well, that concludes another episode of the He Said She Said podcast. Now, Nina done just up here and start preaching. But I'm all for exploring yourself because I believe that
You're chopping
we don't. I'm telling you, bro. Like, maybe we should just let her keep on talking.
Not gonna be hearing me smacking.
Exploring yourself simply because I mean, and I'm not going to.
You were very practical with your reasonings, though. Like you were like, "Look, I mean, it saves you. You don't have to worry about STDs. You don't have to worry about getting into some shit that you really didn't want to get into."
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Got to worry about getting nobody attached because your boy over here like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But on the serious tip, on for real. I don't know how it is with. I can't say for women. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of different ways to explore yourself down there.
As a man.
Versus a man is either, so this, you know what I mean? Which one you gonna choose today?
But I will say this. So, with my partners that I have been with in the past, one of the things that I can say is that men who, and of course, I think every man that I've been with has masturbated. But the last partner that I had, the great thing that I did like about when we had sex was because he knew his penis and he knew how he liked it to be, worked, he was able to teach me. And I love that. You know what I'm saying? So I think just the same thing with as a woman, you figure out what you like and you could teach that person. And with a man, like if you like your head stroked more than you like the shaft, you can tell your person. You know what I'm saying? And it's all kind of like and even just like, oh, this is good. What about married people? Like, is it okay for, because I was gonna say like even in marriage, like I feel like it could be beneficial potentially.
This is my take on that. I remember my granddad was a preacher. R.I.P. granddad. Oh, you be daddy. Miss you down here, but I need you because it's hard out here. No, but he told me at one point, he was like, and my granddad used to make up all these kind of stories, y'all. So please don't go Googling this to think that it was the truth. But he said that the original reason porn was created was for married people who couldn't, I guess, didn't know what to do. So they would watch a porn to kind of help their relationship. And then
I love that idea.
The unmarried people got a hold of it and was like, hey, I'm going to watch this because I can, and I'm single and I'm not getting none, so I'm going to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I do believe that porn could possibly be a benefit for those who may not know their bodies well enough or know positions and things to kind of keep their marriage going. Sexually,
spicy.
Make it a little bit spicier. When it comes to masturbation, I think that'll be a benefit because I might be on the road and I need some loving.
Send me a pic.
Send me a picture.
So I can that.
So me and Palmella can do what we got to do out here.
Send me a pic so I can stroke that.
I ain't gonna be home for another 3 days. Nah. But I definitely think this was a good topic. Because I think it's needed. Possibly we should open this up a little bit more on another episode.
Well, I wouldn't say anything else.
Oh, okay. Sorry. My bad. I'm just gonna drink my water.
I liked, what your grandfather said about, how it could be educational for couples. Right. And
if you really think about it, if you really look into it, I believe that if you, I don't know if it's true or not, but if you really look into it, I think that it makes sense why it was created, you know?
Yeah, makes sense. But like just piggybacking on that, educational part, like I'm all about, be like, even outside of church, when we talk about certain sexual topics, people are still like kindergarten-ish on it. Like, and it's just like, if we can just take the stigma off of like seeing a naked person's body and seeing it for, how it's supposed to look or how it's supposed to be viewed. Our bodies are divine, first and foremost. It's created by God. It's a beautiful masterpiece, work of art. And so if we kind of like I said, shift our perspective, reframe some things, instead of thinking like, oh, yeah, see a little wee-wee or whatever. And it's like, well, that's something that God made. Wee-wee. Right. I mean, that's something that God made and it has a purpose. And it's a wonderful thing. It's beautiful. I praise the Lord for it all the time, okay? But it's a wonderful thing, And so let's be more mature-minded about, nakedness and sex and sensuality. And, I think I must just keep it real. As I've gotten older, and allow myself to, explore myself sexually, I feel more powerful as a woman because I explore my sensuality and I allow even when I have sex, I feel powerful. And that's how I know that like it can be, if you're not careful, it can be a drug, or it can be detrimental to you, because there is some type of like force or power that's in all of that, but
it's definitely a spiritual experience.
Yeah. I mean,
whether you're with somebody or by yourself.
I mean, if you understand what you're getting yourself into, if you're practicing discipline, if you're, trying to be on the right track versus like, being a pervert or whatever like that, I do think that we could benefit more from porn if we kind of see it how it should be seen, like I said, I don't know everything. I'm still exploring and seeing like, okay, God, I'm still seeking God on porn too. You know what I'm saying? So I wish that, just back to the church, I wish that more people would say, I don't really know. Because a lot of folks, if we really like be honest with ourselves, we don't really know if it's wrong or if it's not wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like some people might just be very gung-ho and be like, no, it's wrong because it's lusting, and that may be their reason or whatever. But I can say when I was growing up, there were still questions in me when I was like, oh, it's wrong. Even though I was like, oh, this is wrong. There were still questions within myself of like, okay, well, why is it wrong? Why? And there's nothing wrong with that. I think you should use your intelligence to ask God, why this? Why that? Because it helps you to grow and mature as a person, So that's what I wanted to say.
Oh, okay. And then I was even going to say something too while you was talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
I think, my mint just like broke in my mouth. It's like a bunch of little grits. But I believe when it comes to the actual the church, that for them, too much of anything is going to be lustful or sinful. So in order to, it's kind of like you don't want to open that door of porn, because somebody in the congregation is going to be like,
I have a problem.
Well, you said it was okay for us to watch it, and now that I'm hooked, so the church got me hooked on porn.
Yeah.
Or the church said it was okay for me to masturbate.
See, there should be, and see, this is why if we don't open ourselves up to asking these questions, getting properly educated, having the right educators, the right people in place to handle those things, when we are, because either way, you're gonna have people who are fucked up with porn and all that type of stuff.
I think it's a touchy subject.
Yeah. So I mean, you might as well create a plan on how, okay, we want to educate people on sex. We want people to be, be understanding of its power or whatever like that. I honestly think that, I'm waiting for the day where a pastor will put a picture of a naked woman's body up there and say, stop looking at this like it's perverted. This is not perverted. Your heart is perverted when you look at this. I can't fucking wait. Like, and it might be me, you know what I'm saying? Or even a naked man. And then we can say, hey, then the anatomy of this is not perverted. We've perverted this. And then we actually have some type of like education. Like I feel like a sermon on Sundays needs to include understanding sex in a more in-depth way. Right. Take your kids, or whatever, you don't want your kids looking at that, take your kids, to children's church. But we need to have a sermon about sex and have diagrams and have like real shit, not just talking about it, and then you only isolate the singles and be like, well, this is for the married folk, And it's like, well, include us in here because we out there doing it too. Okay?
Very, very true. I think that because I've heard of churches who actually open up that whole process, but it's more of in those small group settings where it's not like, again, and I guess no cameras and all this other stuff, because nowadays in times of social media, pastor can get up here and show a butt naked woman and have a whole message that lines up to what he said, and then all of a sudden now, that pastor down the street put a picture of a butt naked woman on there, and it's 2 seconds and a clip, and it's like you didn't really get the full understanding.
I wouldn't give a fuck if I was that parent. I'd be like, well,
it's a touchy subject.
Mm-hmm.
I've kind of gotten an opportunity where I'm going to kind of be leading some young adults soon. So
you actually
said
yes to the call.
I said yes. There's just a process of getting the right people on my side to kind of do this thing together.
Okay.
But that's going to be something that I'm going to bring up. I mean, we probably ain't going to start right off and be like, hey, we're talking about sex today.
Pull your ding-a-ling out.
Let me see it, boy.
Let me see that ding-a-ling.
Oh my Lord, boy, you was blessed. Nah.
Boy, you was healthy.
Yeah. You go slang that thing, boy. We wear it. You all right.
You ain't gotta worry about nothing when you grow up.
Nothing. You ain't even gotta ask God for nothing with that thing, boy. No, but I'm serious. We definitely gonna cut that out. Nah,
what?
But
good one.
But yeah, that concludes another episode of the Cohesive Podcast. We appreciate each and everyone for always tuning in, faithful and not so faithful.
Yeah.
Stop liking our stuff. Looking our stuff and not subscribing.
Slide up in them DMs.
Don't slide in my DMs. Slide up in
them DMs.
I got enough problems in my DMs today.
I'm just saying. You know who you is. You know who I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, you know who.
Hey, you know who you are. Liking shit. Slide up in them DMs.
Come on.
I
beg of thee.
Please.
Please.
I beg of you.
Please. I'm not gonna turn you down. But I'm Coach Cody and I'm here with Nina. We can introduce ourselves. But it's all good. Y'all know who we are. We love you. Peace.